All right, welcome to another special YouTube exclusive about some stuff that's going on in the entertainment world right now. We got some terrible news the other day, and that was that Kevin Conroy, the longtime voice actor for Batman, best known for Batman the Animated Series in 92 to 95, and then all the new Batman Adventures in the late 90s and Superman, and he's played Batman in so many things. He died after a long fight with cancer.
Let's be honest. This guy is Batman.
This guy is Batman. This guy is my Batman.
Well, but I mean, even for so much of all, if you total up all of the media that he has done as the voice of Batman,
so much.
And you know, and don't get me wrong, the Christopher Nolan Batman series is one of the best ones that they've ever made. I think that the way that Kevin Conroy has portrayed Batman, though, over his history of, and this has gone through hundreds of writers. This guy's been able to bring through a consistent, I would say, accurate portrayal of what Batman should be from the comics since before 1992.
Yeah, well, I mean, starting in 92, which is when he first started doing Batman the Animated Series. He was able to switch back and forth very well between the Batman persona and the Bruce Wayne persona, and that version of Bruce Wayne wasn't just emo, broody, mopey, angry, half out of it. He embodied Batman for so many of us. I was 9 when that show came out, and I remember rushing home from school to watch Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
That beautiful noir opening they had that just set the tone so well, and his voice just matched. And he stuck with it. I mean, he's been doing this thing. The last one that I see on his thingy was in 2019. He was still playing Batman.
Yep.
Right? He did The Killing Joke. He did Mask of the Phantasm, which was amazing. Mystery of the Batwoman, Gotham Knight. I mean, just...
Actually, he's in Multiversus as well, playing Batman in 2022. Yep. And then he's got a guest role on He-Man and the Masters of the Universe was the last thing I think that he's done.
And also, he finally, back in 2019, and somebody criticized me this for the other day, but I'm going to stick to it. I've always done it on this show. Mallo, you know this. I will fight and die on this hill. The CW is one of the best portrayals of DC Comics put to live action. And he finally got to play Batman in live action, thanks to the CW. He did play the Earth 99 version of Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
Right? Also, because he was recognized
Batwoman,
by the girl who played Batwoman, you have to presume that that's the way that Batman did look in the DC CW Arrowverse. And he got to play Bruce Wayne in person, live. He got to be Bruce Wayne. And that was great to see. See him actually get the opportunity to really do that.
He was only 66 years old. Like, imagine him getting to be able to play Bruce Wayne, till his 70s, 80s kind of thing, where he could continue to bring in the maturity of Batman to a whole nother generation. Because the animated series was making a comeback and getting re-releases and still...
Oh, yeah.
It's ranked, as I was looking on it on IMDb, it's ranked number 22 all time. All time. Like, that is all-time TV shows, period.
It is one of the best animated series that's ever been produced. I'm going to quote Mark Hamill here, actually, who we all know played the Joker in the animated series.
Yep.
Right? Mark Hamill said that regarding his willingness to be in a Batman-related project, Mark Hamill said, when they offer me roles now, I say, is Kevin doing it? I don't have to read the script. If Kevin's doing it, I'll do it. Right? I mean, this guy, him and Hamill as Batman and the Joker,
it's the quintessential, though, unless you go and do what Heath Ledger did and completely rethink the psychoticness of the Joker.
Yeah.
It is the Joker. Mark Hamill's version. That is the Joker.
Yes.
That is the sinister, psychotic nature of the Joker. It is that portrayal of it. And Kevin Conroy's portrayal of the Batman will always be the portrayal of the Batman. And, you know, the Christopher Nolan movies I thought got close. Probably the closest out of them all.
Probably. I want to see what they continue doing with the current iteration of the Batman. But yes, I mean, the Batman that Kevin played was both the detective and the ninja.
Yep.
Right. He just did it so well for so long, for 25 years.
25 years, 85 episodes of that first run.
Yep.
Which is
plus all the other
unheard
stuff
of.
they did.
Especially
back then.
Especially back then, yeah. And it's all hand animated. Like, that's the thing. That noir style that they brought to it was so unique for not only just for the time, but unique for children's television overall. And the depth, and because it was animated, the depth of the types of stories they could tell, like you were saying for that ninja background, where they could have a little bit of the mysticism in there without it being hokey. You know, no offense to the CW, but
and for the humanity of it, the Bruce and Batman we get in Mask of the Phantasm, which was the first like animated film they did. It was feature length.
Yep.
Back in '93, right at the tail end of, or right in the middle of the Batman of the animated series, he was able to portray so much humanity and grief and everything else that made Batman Batman.
Yes.
Like, if you haven't watched Batman Mask of the Phantasm, you need to go see that movie, like, now. It's phenomenal. And I do believe it's on HBO Max.
I believe so. And I think it got a 4K re-release, didn't it? It got remastered for 4K?
Yeah, I think so.
The thing that, too, is about the way that his interaction was with Robin in that series.
Yeah.
Was most unique, I think, of all of the Batman series.
Well, and then he got to do the one with when they brought it back, the new Batman Adventures, where they had Damian Wayne, and they did all the other stuff. He got to be in the Superman stuff. He did the Batman Beyond version of Batman. Yeah. So we lost one of the great voice actors of all time.
Yeah.
With Kevin Conroy. Which really sucks. I'm kind of glad, though, to see the outpouring, right? Yeah. Like, the Empire State Building tweeted out something about him.
Yeah.
You know, to see a voice actor, especially somebody who, like, again, if you don't follow this closely, I wouldn't expect you to know who he was. To see the level of outpouring for this guy is really, really nice, because he really, like...
I mean, he embodied...
Voice actors do not get any like credit.
Not back in the day. Not back the way that it was. I mean, Mark Hamill gets a lot of credit, but that's because he Luke Skywalker first.
Yep.
You know, and then people started to kind of follow in things, and then now he's known as so much as the Joker amongst the nerd crowds he is for his portrayal in Star Wars.
And also somebody who really leaned into like the nerd culture of it, right? Like he was somebody who showed up to every comic convention, like little dinky ones, and would be like, yeah, let me meet fans. And just really loved the fans. And that was so great.
And I never had the pleasure. I was at some conventions when he was at them. I never got the pleasure of actually meeting them. Several of my friends who are handlers at conventions, though, did meet him and have met Mark as well. And said that the two of them together is... you're just gonna pee yourself because they're funny. I think they just truly love each other. It's amazing.
I believe it.
But also that they're like some of the sweetest people you've ever met. Like, because like all they do, you know, if you're a handler at a convention or like you're going up and trying to meet these people, I saw a lot of my Instagram was people who were just taking pictures with Kevin, right? And you know that kind of thing just doesn't normally happen without like it's just the outpouring of it in these people particularly don't travel to like the huge cons either, so he's meeting these people, like you said, at the smaller conventions, and he's really leaning into photos and he's smiling it through and everything like that. Like, obviously you can't always like take pictures as like the main kind of thing, but then you hear the stories from people who've had a chance to interact with him and things like that. And they really do paint the picture of a person who knew his impact on a whole generation of people, really loved what he did, really gave it his all, for one thing. Like, those performances were insane.
Yes.
And, like, just embraced, like, you know, I mean, if there's ever a turn of one of us, right? Like, that was a guy like Kevin Conroy. And, you know, there will never be good luck to the next person that has to play Batman as a voice.
Dude,
because you're not
I'll be
going to do
honest.
it.
I think Warner Brothers, especially since they just did the reorg on animation side, I think they leave it alone for a while. My bet is Warner Brothers Animation doesn't touch anything with Batman for at least a year or two.
I would
because
hope
you're just not going to get anybody who's who can meet what Conroy did. Again, the duality he was able to portray doing Bruce Wayne v versus being Batman at the same time. I don't think anybody's done that duality better.
And it's not something where. So when we talked about Star Wars and we were going through the Obi-Wan series, we talked about how they're recreating Vader's voice. And that can be done because Darth Vader, while you can put some humanity behind that, he's more machine than a man now.
You can't do that with.
You cannot do that with Batman. You cannot take his voice and put it through an AI and expect that it's going to have the same humanity and, like you said, that duality. Like, that's the thing. You could put it through an AI and it'll spit out one version of Batman, but then you're going to have to find somebody else that can play the Bruce Wayne side of it, or vice versa. And I don't think it's going to happen.
He did, for Batman, 60 productions, including 15 films, 15 animated series, spanning nearly 400 episodes and more than 100 hours of television.
Yeah.
By the way, he is survived by his husband. I have the name right here. Hang on. His husband, Vaughn. Where is that? Yep, Vaughn C. Williams, who was there at the time of his death.
Yep.
He also apparently wrote a really cool DC Comics 2022 Pride anthology. I didn't know this. As part of that Pride anthology, he wrote Finding Batman.
Yes, which has been
a story that
around
recounted his
bit.
life and experiences as a gay man. So I actually think I'm going to go check that out because I didn't know that he had written for that. But yeah, so yeah, he's survived by a husband in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a sad day all around, though. Similar to our Wakanda Forever video, where they celebrate the life of somebody that's had such an impact for it. This is one that should be celebrated. So,
absolutely.
Go stream the Batman animated series. It's the least you can do.
It literally is one of the best animated series that's ever been written, and Kevin Conroy was obviously a massive part of that.
Absolutely.
Because he was Batman.
He was Batman.
Like I said, he's my Batman. When I think of Batman, my earliest formative memories of Batman will always be Kevin Conroy as Batman. Yeah, he was so great. So, hey WB, stay away from Batman for a couple years on the animated side because we're all going to need time to.
We're not going to accept anything anytime soon. So
take a thing from Marvel.
Yeah.
Right, like not recasting immediately is probably.
They need to tell new stories over in DC anyways. James Gunn and them taking over, they've got a chance to tell some new stories with that, and just let it lie for a little while and let them pick it up and try something new.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yep. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. You made a lot of our childhoods.
Yeah, he made a lot of them better, especially after school.
Like, yeah, especially after school.
Yeah.
All right. With that, thank you for joining us for this one again. Special episode. We're back every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on twitch.tv/IDENTECO. So go follow us there or like and subscribe here so you can find out because we always upload them here too.
Yeah. Ring that little notification bell down below so you know every time we upload a video.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll see you in the next one.
All right. Bye, buddy.
Goodbye.
Adios.